Mac, get that, please. Star 7 that. Would you star 7 that, please? The telephone, that ring. Hear that ring? Telephone.
That ring. Mr. Hooper, what kind of record has your 2-year-old Copeland compiled so far?
Well, he started 6 times and won 6 races, and his last 4 have been stake races, and he hasn't been beaten.
Have you ever had a 2-year-old to make this kind of a record?
No, have not. No.
Are you getting a little excited?
Well, I'm pleased so far.
So many things can happen to young horses. I guess you just can't get excited, can you?
No, I've made the statement many times that horses are like you might have a beautiful piece of china in your hand with a concrete floor and drop it, and that's how quick horses can go the same way.
How did you come about the name of Copeland? It doesn't sound like a thoroughbred.
Well, a veterinarian in Kentucky operated on Trijet, and he's the sire of Copeland, and he operated on Susan's girl about 4 years later, and asked me if I ever had something that didn't look like it was going to mount to anything, would I name it for him? So of course, I always expected Susan's girl to come up with a champion, but this is their fourth foal, and the others didn't amount to too much, and so I didn't know whether he would or not, but anyway, he's turned out to be really a fine horse. And
you just had to know that somewhere along the way there's got to be a champion out of Susan's girl.
Well,
right?
you'd think so, but unfortunately, many of the great brood mares in the country, race mares, never come up with good runners. I don't know.
What do you bring? You bring along, what, 30 or 40 2-year-olds each year, and how many of them get to the track, would you say?
Well, most all of mine get to the track. I have very, very few that don't make the track. They don't make the big tracks, but they make the smaller tracks. And we had, this year, we've got, last year I had 44, which are 2-year-olds this year, and now I've got 48 are yearlings. It'll be 2-year-old January the 1st. And I have 59 weanlings. That'll be what we call a year-old January the 1st. And then I have 89 mares in foal.
Gee, that keeps you busy, huh?
Yes.
What are your immediate plans now for Copeland?
I expect to run him in the Junior American race at Meadowlands on November the 4th. It's a $300,000 race, a mile and a 16th. And then if he comes out of that race good, why, I might go to California for a $750,000 race.
There'll be 8 races in a season? Is that too many?
No, I don't. Not with a horse like this. Nothing bothers him. After he runs his race, he's ready for his feed and never backs off from eating, and just feels in 2 days rest after he runs, he's ready to kick up his heels and play. He's really a strong, solid kind of horse.
You might be having an interesting spring next year, huh?
Well, I hope I do.
Well, what would be the plan now if he should run well the last couple of races? What would be your 1983 plans for it?
Well, of course, then I would send him back to the farm. I'm not going to leave him in California, I don't think. I've got this trainer here that's been handling him. And my trainer out there had 2 or 3 I thought was as good as this colt, but they haven't developed. One of them he hadn't started yet, but he still thinks the best in the hands out there. But I think I'd bring him back and keep him here at his Ocala at the farm for a few weeks, and then take him to Hialeah and get him ready for.
Let him run in that warm weather down there.
Yeah, get him ready maybe for the Florida Derby and then the Flamingo at Hialeah, and then if he still runs like he's been running, why, I'd be headed to Kentucky.
Well, we wish you all the luck in the world.
Well, thank you.
It's been a long time since Hoop Jr., huh?
Oh, I say it has, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I can wait another time like that and be around.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. Betty ought to be here with that picture right away and
all right.
film. We just, the trainer down there, see, they didn't show this very much in the Champagne Stakes.
Yeah.
They
What's
had
that
a
black back
football
here?
name on,
Yeah.
and then
They're all in line. They're off. Copeland on the rail goes for the lead. Then it's Near Ice, Safe Ground, Smart Style, and Sonny's Halo as they race down the backstretch. Copeland leads by a half. Near Ice second by a half. Smart Style third, moving up. Sonny Halo in fourth, and Safe Ground is fifth. Into the far turn, the quarter in 22 flat. Copeland has the lead by a full length. Smart Style second now by a neck. Near Ice on the outside is third by 2, then Sonny Halo, and Safe Ground is fifth. They are approaching the top of the stretch, and Copeland still has the lead, but that lead has diminished. Smart Style is moving up alongside, and they're now heads apart. The half in 44 and 3. Copeland once again gets clear by a length. Smart Style second by a length. Then Safe Ground, Sonny Halo, and Near Ice. Copeland has the lead by almost 2 lengths. Smart Style in second, and Safe Ground is third. It is Copeland in front. They're all in line. They're off. Victorious between horses, Aloha Hawaii on the outside with Copeland. Along the inside is Cast Party, then Pax in Bellow. Cast Party now takes the lead. Copeland on the outside in second. Pax in Bellow is third. Victorious in fourth, then Smart Style. Aloha Hawaii, then Timely Hitter. Love to Laugh, and Sloopy is ninth. Down the back stretch, the quarter in 22 and 1. Copeland now has the lead by about a length. Cast Party on the rail now in second. Then Aloha Hawaii, Pax in Bellow, and Smart Style with Victorious. Those four right behind the leaders as they round the far turn. Cast Party has the lead by a neck. On the outside is Copeland right alongside in second. Victorious is third. Then Aloha Hawaii. They are bunching on the front end at the top of the stretch. The half in 44 and 4. Cast Party still leads. Copeland drawing alongside. Copeland takes the lead. Cast Party back into second. Then Victorious is third on the outside. Aloha Hawaii. Then Pax in Bellow and Smart Style. It's Copeland leading by 3.5. Then Victorious, Cast Party, Aloha Hawaii, and Pax in Bellow. Copeland in front.
They're all in line. And they're off. Quickly sprinting is Northern Ice to take the early lead. Down along the inside, that's Victorious in the second position now. Copeland third ahead. Now moving up to take over third is OK Bayou. Copeland next in fourth by 1. Pax and Bellow fifth. Gap of 2 lengths back to Satan's Charger in the sixth position. Those 6 head towards the far turn with Victorious leading the way by 1.5. Northern Ice second ahead. There goes Copeland now rushing up on the rail, taking over second. Northern Ice back to third with OK Bayou in the fourth spot. Gap of 3 to Satan's Charger racing fifth. Pax and Bellow sixth. Passing the half-mile pole, moving into the far turn. Copeland puts a neck in front. Victorious right alongside second by 2. Back in third is OK Bayou. Then Northern Ice has dropped back a bit with Satan's Charger and Pax and Bellow. Midway round the far turn. Copeland towards the inside has a narrow lead of ahead. Victorious is right there second now. Satan's Charger next in third on the rail. Pax and Bellow swings to the outside to be fourth, and it's OK Bayou and Northern Ice straightening away in the stretch. 3/16 of a mile ago. Down the stretch they come. Copeland now draws clear by 3 lengths. Moving up into second is Pax and Bellow. Satan's Charger next in third. Then it's Victorious, OK Bayou and Northern Ice. They're in deep stretch. Copeland in command.
They're all in line. And they're off. Between horses, Total Departure on the outside, Copeland right alongside. Then What's Dat is third. And Paparicchio is moving up on the inside as they race down the backstretch. Total Departure is joined on the inside by What's That in second. Then Paparicchio, Copeland the favorite, and Try Swaps. About three back is T-Bill Syndrome, then Nashua's Hideaway, again two to Diamond Patrol, White Birch, then El Cubanazo, Loverboy Leslie, and Satan's Charger is 13th. The first quarter a fast 22-2 as they approach the far turn. Total Departure still leads by a neck. What's That on the rail, second by a half. Copeland on the outside is third. Then about four back to Paparicchio, Try Swaps, T-Bill Syndrome, and Nashua's Hideaway. What's That now moves through on the rail to take the lead by a neck. On the outside, Total Departure is second by about a half length, and Copeland is moving up very gradually alongside the inner two. Now three horses across the track. On the far outside is Copeland. Copeland now takes the lead. Total Departure is back into second. Then What's That has dropped back into third, and on the far outside is Paparicchio making up lots of ground. They're in the stretch. The half and 45 and 2/3, 10-2, and they race down the stretch with the favorite Copeland in front by about 4 lengths. Paparicchio is in second, then Total Departure, El Cubanazo on the rail on the outside is White Birch, then Diamond Patrol, but it is Copeland. Copeland has the lead.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right, it's a little low. 1, 2, 3, 4, testing 1, 2. 1, 2. How about that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Going? All right. Okay. Last year at this time, Mr. Hooper, you had a great young 3-year-old named Copeland, and some bad luck at the Bluegrass, wasn't it? When Copeland was injured, didn't get to make it to the Derby. What was your good fortune or your bad fortune this year for a 3-year-old Derby candidate?
Well, I have one that's we thought would make the Kentucky Derby, but he got beat in the Santa Anita handicap or Derby, so I figured he finished second, and I thought if he couldn't win there, he couldn't win in Kentucky maybe, and I didn't want to go just to have a horse in the Derby. So
now you have had very few in the Derby that since you won with Hoop Jr. years ago. You just won't go unless you feel you're going to win. Huh?
Well, no, I'm not interested in just going to have a horse in the Derby. Some people are, but I'm not. If I don't think I've got a chance, I'm not interested in going.
Well, let's talk about chances now. You have a young 2-year-old named Forsyth's Boy. Now, that must be a story in itself, but tell us about the name and about the horse.
Well, first, the horse. He's out of Susan's Girl and by No Devil. And
Susan's Girl being your great mare that once one of the greatest of all time.
Yes, and he acts like he's going to be a runner. He's been training very well, and I flew him to California. 14 of them the other day went out in the plane last Thursday to California, and the old saying is, got a little English blood in him, and I'm expecting.
And how did he get that name of Forsyth's Boy?
Well, John Forsyth is a good friend of mine, has been for 25 years, and he's a real individual person. And so in the Eclipse Award 2 years ago, he mentioned Copeland, and he said maybe someday we can have a Forsyth. So we sent the name in, and a couple of years ago there was a filly named Forsyth, so we couldn't get that. So he flew in from California about 3 weeks ago at a farm, and he said, let's send in Forsyth's Boy. So we have that name. And
oh, you had to get that name approved?
Yes.
Right.
And the Jockey Club, yes. Mm-hmm.
And it came back, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's great. So next year then, with some good fortune, we'll start looking for the name of Forsyth's Boy in those early races in the spring, huh?
Well, I like the colt a lot, and just hope he's there.
That's what I want. Thank you, sir. Let's
Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. It's all the way up. Coach, big 24-6 victory here. Your reflections on the game.
Well, it's a real big district win, and our kids gave a real good effort out there. Greg Bohannon running the ball, George Lott running the ball, and the kids blocking just did a heck of a job. We're back in the race.
Super effort. You beat Farragut now. You beat A&E. You run into Doyle next week. Any reflections on down the season?
We have Doyle next week. That's as far as we need to think. We'll just keep working with our wing. It's doing a good job for us. We're going to keep going with it.
Defense looked pretty tough in the second half, too.
Our defense played good football all year. If we hadn't had that little breakdown in the kicking game, we would have shut them out. That's what we'll keep trying to do. We haven't got one yet, but we're going to get one.
Coach, what's the main situation with the single wing here? Is that due to an injury to a quarterback somewhere along the way, or a quarterback that didn't step in and do the job? Or is that just a type offense you think you can run effectively?
It's an offense, defense, baby. It's an offense that seems to match our personnel well. Bohannon's a heck of a threat, and because of some situations, we were playing at quarterback, and he wasn't getting the job done, so we just backed him up and snapped it to him. It's working well for us.
Thank you, Coach. Super win. All right. Appreciate it.